Tell me if you see me, if I'm back, because I think I'm back. At least it says I'm back. We're going to give it a whirl, y'all. Okay. Still don't see me live on Instagram, but I'm going to keep going with it, right? It's going to be what it's going to be. Well, there I am now on Instagram. Okay. All righty. Don't touch nothing, Shakema. But I still got to go live on Instagram for it to be live on Instagram. Okay, let me see. Go live on Instagram. Okay. All right, I'm going to give it a whirl, y'all, and see how it goes. If not, I am going to be live over here on. Okay, I see people popping in now. Very good. All right, morning, y'all. Glad you're here. Okay, getting out of that. Oh, very good. Thank you, Miss Ma'am. I appreciate. I was trying my best because I want to make sure that I'm doing this on both since people are following me in multiple places. Now, I had 11 people a minute ago. Now I only got you, Kara, which you're amazing and important. But my other people went away. Come back, people. Okay, very good. It's going to be what it is. Impromptu, again, very, very much so, because I am working on studying my analytics, and 9:02 a.m. is not the best time for me to post on my YouTube. However, I need to get this out here because by the time it is, hey, ma'am, hey, Miss Velvet. They used to call my mother Velvet. Do you know that? Look at God. I have a cousin who calls her Aunt Velvet. Even though my mom has passed away, she's like, oh, I miss my Velvet. But by the time it is the best time for me to go live, I need to be prepping for my study. Now, remember, those of you who follow me for the study, for the ministry stuff, we have 3 more days and then we're done. But we're moving in. Today is the first morning. Today is the first official day of my summer break. So while I was on break Thursday and Friday last week, those were non-required work days, and I chose to not require myself to go. Praise God. But today is the first official day of summer break. So with that being said, I have the next 9 weeks to get my house in order. Oh, yup. Beauty and Velvet. Yup. That's what my cousin, she says it all the time. I just saw her not too long ago. She said, I miss my Aunt Velvet. Yup. I don't know how she got the name, but that's what she called her. And so I have the next 9 weeks to get my house in order. So what I'm going to be doing, and I'm hoping that you want to join me. This is a call to join, right? So this is a call to join Shakema, of getting your houses in order as well, 7 days at a time. Now, some of you are going to be joining me for the Proverbs 31 study. This should go very perfectly with that. And for some of you who have no desire to do any of the spiritual stuff, that's perfectly fine. We can still get our houses in order. So, why did this take me to 2023? Sorry, y'all. I got to find one quick thing. I wanted to go to the 2024 challenge. Oh, perfect. Very good. Okay. So, there's a website called A Bowl Full of Lemons. I'm going to share my screen. Instagram people, will you let me know? Oh, very good. Good morning. If you can see my screen once I start to share, would you let me know that on Instagram? Because I want to know if you're able to see what I'm showing. Okay. I'm only showing one thing, and I need to make sure that I'm showing it in the right view too. Okay. Very good. Instagram, if you can see what I'm showing, please somebody let me know that. So I have in the past done a challenge. I think her name is Tony. If I get it wrong, please, please, please charge it to my head and not my heart. Her name is Tony from a website called A Bowl Full of Lemons. This is not my challenge, just one I randomly found. It's probably about 3 or 4 years ago as I was trying to get my summer house in order. Now, she generally does this challenge. Oh, very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate. She generally does this challenge in January, but I work all year. I work from August to May. And so during my working months, it's a little bit challenging for me to go in deep cleaning detail with my home. This usually takes her from January, I think, into like March-ish. And I'm in the height of switching over semesters and all that. So I don't have time for it. So what I do is I save this challenge for my summer months. It's perfectly fine if I do a summer clean versus a spring clean or a post-winter clean. I would assume taking all of your Christmas decorations down and all of that type of stuff is just helpful. Yes, she also does. Thank you, ma'am. She also does have an Instagram called A Bowl Full of Lemons. So if you are not following her, go over to her Instagram account and follow, because she posts lots of things over there. I just simply found this several years ago. And so she also has a Facebook group that you can post your challenge pictures over there as well. And I've been a part of that group for a long time. So I wanted to take you to this challenge and invite you to join me, because I'm going to take the next 9 weeks to get my house in order. Now, this challenge is traditionally a 14-week challenge. So if you go to Google and Google A Bowl Full of Lemons 2024 Home Organization Challenge, it's going to bring you to this particular website. This is where you can get the challenge kit, which has all of the information that you will need in order for you to see exactly how she does it. So you have 2 options to download the kit. You can go through Google Drive or Dropbox. I don't have Dropbox, so I'm just going to click on Google Drive. Once I click on Google Drive, it is then going to show me exactly the kit, and I printed mine off because I'm a paper pencil type of girl, and it's perfectly fine. Now, this is what the challenge kit shows. This is her 14 weeks. It says, welcome to the 2024 Home Organization Challenge. This year, we will be concentrating on eliminating anything we no longer use or need. It's a year of simplifying. Let's create a calm atmosphere and a place where we can escape from the chaos of the exterior world. Let's simplify and organize our homes. Now, I don't know about you. I don't operate well in chaos. Chaos does nothing for me. I need calm spaces. I need declutter. I throw away a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff, but I throw away, or I don't throw it away. I do throw away some stuff. Let me not lie on this thing. But I do donate. I give away. I host something called a swap. It's called a home good swap. I usually do one in the spring and one in the fall, because your house can be refreshed without you having to go out and spend money. If you have a group of friends, this is not about this, but if you have a group of friends and everybody's decluttering during this challenge, you all can then say, hey, let's meet at Shakema's house on the 15th Saturday, and everybody bring your stuff. That means you just have to keep it 1 more week. Bring your stuff, and we'll swap out the things that I like that you have, and you can maybe get some of the stuff that I like. But the rule is, for the swap, is whoever hosts all the stuff stays at their house. So if you bring 4 bins, all your stuff has to stay there, because after the swap is complete, after everybody takes what they want free of charge, again, this is an exchange, whoever hosts then take all of the remaining items to the donation station immediately after the swap. You don't leave it in your house. You don't do it tomorrow. It goes immediately out of the house. I also do a clothing swap where it's exactly the same. So I'll chat about that in a minute. Somebody don't let me forget clothing swap. Whoever loves me the most, y'all just remind me. Okay, so here are the weeks. Week 1 is laundry room, office, home office. The kitchen is week 3, the pantry, primary closet. I think that would be for the master bedroom. My bedroom, which would be the master, that's week 6. Week 7 is the bathroom. Week 8 is the living room. Week 9 is the dining room. Week 10 is the linen closet. Week 11 is the kids' room or an extra closet, either or you can do both depending. Week 12 are toys and hobbies. Week 13 is your launch pad or your mud room. And week 14 is your garage, your basement, your attic. Now, there's another girl on YouTube. Her name is Siobhan Melanie TV. It's her channel, Siobhan Melanie TV. And she is currently doing a garage, a basement. She don't have a garage. She's doing a basement declutter. Everything is getting out of her garage. Basement. I'm sorry. I have a garage, so I'm keeping that. Now, looking at this might be overwhelming, but you take 7 days to do one space. Now, as I look at this, I immediately know there are certain spaces I don't have. Now, where it says week 11, the kids' rooms, I don't clean my kids' rooms. My daughter is 20. She still lives at home in these post-COVID, rent is high, and we like each other so she can stay streets. And my son is 15. Now, I will oversee their spaces, but I don't clean their spaces, if that makes any sense. Let me unshare. Let me stop sharing so y'all can see my face. I'll reshare in a minute, okay? So I don't clean their rooms, but I can oversee those spaces. I'm going back to that share document in a second. If you don't have a pencil and a paper, just grab something real quick. Write down the website. Write down what it is you're planning to do. So for week 11, that's I'm just going to put kids will do their own because I'm not doing week 11. Now, week 2 is the home office. I don't have a dedicated home office, but I do have an armoire office. So I'm just going to make myself a note to change that to armoire office, and it's one little small cabinet space. Now I'm in a filming space, which is in my bedroom, and this background is going to change. We're working on it. My sister's going to come and help me figure it out. But in my living room, I have a armoire office that has a desk that folds down, and I actually think I'm going to swap it out because I have a little pet peeve. I can't have my back to the door. I can't do it. It's just not something that I can do. So the way that office is set up right now, if I open up the cabinet and I sit there, my back is kind of to the door and I don't love it. Okay. So I'm switching that out. Week 12, I don't have toys because I don't have little kids. So I'm changing week 12 from toys. I do have hobbies. I garden. So I'm just putting garden on mine. And I'm going to specifically focus on my greenhouse because I have acquired a new piece of greenhouse equipment that I love. Okay. And so I am going to I'm exchanging out greenhouse for toys because I don't have toys. Sorry, y'all. I'm helping somebody do something and I need to submit. Very good. Really, with these motorcycles. Okay. That's a motorcycle and a motorcycle. Okay. Do all the things. Okay, very good. So now I can close that because that's all finished. Okay, nice. Now back to week 13. I don't have a mudroom or a launch pad. However, I do have an entryway closet. So I'm changing out launch pad. Well, I'm changing out mudroom. Where it says launch pad, I'm just going to put entryway closet. That's where I keep a lot of my YouTube stuff where I'm doing reviews and stuff. But I'm going to try to also keep different things in there. I keep my Bible bag in there for Sundays when I need to grab that and go. I have Bibles in my room, in my workspace where I'm working here, but my Bible bag that I use for church is in that launching space. So I try to make sure I do fix that up so that I can just immediately take things and go. The other thing is week 14, I have nothing in my attic, nothing. I have an attic space, but I don't have anything in it and I'm not putting anything in it. That's very purposeful. What I find for people who struggle with stuff is the more places you have available to you in your home, you are going to put things. So we can't, like we have there's a little you can walk around in there just on a little entry space, but I don't have any additional things stored in my attic. For one thing, I don't want to deal with rodents of any kind, finding ways to get to places. And I don't want to have stuff. So I'm getting rid of lots of things. So I'm crossing off attic, and I don't have a basement, but I do have a garage. And so because I do have a garage, that is going to be on the list. Now, the other thing is, if I go back, I'm just going to share with you again that page again so that you can see what I'm talking about. If I go back, Now, you see where week 1 says laundry room. My kitchen is where I need to focus. So I'm actually going to change the layout of this to change week 1 to be my kitchen. I want week 1 to be the kitchen. So she designed this so that you can follow her plan, but I think she would be okay as long as we're following the base plan if you want to shift it around. Now, some people don't do well with all the shifting. Follow it in order as best as you can. But I need my kitchen to be my primary space for 2 reasons. The first reason is my garden is now producing, and so I'm spending a lot of time in the garden, bringing in veggies, processing stuff in the kitchen. So I need my kitchen to be straight, right? I can't focus. I can't function. I can't work in a kitchen that is in chaos. It cannot happen for Shakema. So week 1 for me is now going to be my kitchen. The next place I'm going to focus is then going to be my pantry because they all go together. So my kitchen, my pantry, which is going to be week 2, and then where it says dining room, which is week 9, I'm shifting that to week 1 because my kitchen and dining room are one big space. I don't have cabinets. I don't have drawers. I don't have anything in that. So week 9 is actually going to be coupled with the kitchen. And then I'm moving straight to the pantry. And then I will go into week 3, which will be my laundry room. Those are the places that I spend the majority of my time outside of my bedroom. I'm in the kitchen. And even though Jackson does most of the cooking now, I'm still in there supervising. And I don't care if he's cooking. My kitchen still needs to be maintained to a specific specificity for me. So if it's not like that, then we need to understand why. You cannot cook in my kitchen if you do not keep my kitchen the way I like it. There are a lot of content creators, especially on TikTok, who have trash houses, and a lot of that is for views. I can't have a trash house for views. I can't do it. I don't pre-clean my house when I'm cleaning, but I can't have no trash house. I mean, I just yelled at my son this morning, and yes, I did raise my voice just in case anybody thinks I don't. But there's stuff everywhere. You just leave wherever you stop is where it goes. I said, if I didn't clean up my house, you and your sister would live in a trash house because everywhere you stop is where something stops. Sir, ma'am, cannot happen. So I've got to go in and make sure that everything is mom's clean. The reason that is, I know some people's like, they grown, they can do what they want. In their house, they can. But here, this is how it needs to be. And I'm teaching them how to keep a house so that when they do move out, and trust me, they moving out, they're going to be able to maintain their spaces. But this is how my brain works. And when I'm in work mode, I'm in work mode. So, okay, back to the sheet because I want to show you the next part. Okay, back to the sheet so you can see. So you get to decide how you want those weeks to flow. If you're like me, what I did was I just printed it out and I can now write on my papers because I like to do that. So she has all the weeks. Then she scrolls down and now you see every week looks the same. Whatever week it is, you have a prepare, a sort, a clean, and an organize. So you have 5 bins, a keep bin, a donate bin, a trash bin, a recycle bin, or other spaces. So if it's in a place that it shouldn't be and you know it needs to move, then you can actually move it to other spaces. Now, one thing that I have acquired a ton of are kitchen appliances. And because I have a ton of kitchen appliances, I now need to find a space for those. I'm not an open concept person where I need to see things sitting on my counters. I don't need any of that. That actually bothers me. So things need to be put away in closed up spaces, and I got to make that happen for myself. So I may have to move something. I currently have an air fryer, a dehydrator, 2 Instapots, 3 crock pots, and I got to find places for those things so that they can happily live there and I can happily live in my house. Okay. So then you sort, you empty out the entire space. Now, before you start emptying out spaces, do it the way you can handle it. Let me go to the kitchen so I can show y'all what it says for kitchen. Okay. empty out. So I'm going to take everything out of the cabinets and I'm going to put everything on the table. The table becomes your dumping ground. Now, I'm not taking every single thing out of my cabinets because I can't live in that space either. Back to Shakema again, right? I can't live in the space with mass chaos. I'm going to do a couple of cabinets at a time. Now, the challenge is meant to take you 7 days. So you're going to do over a 7-day period. That doesn't mean you're in the kitchen all day. You may only be able to dedicate 1 hour a day. That still gives you 7 hours in that space. Because I'm home, I can give 2 or 3 hours a day, which is going to give me 21 hours. But every day you have to do something in that space. So make it work for you. Some people say, oh my gosh, Kim, if I take everything out, I'm going to be so overwhelmed that I can't do anything with it. So don't do that. So what you need to do in that regard is like I'm going to do it 1 cabinet at a time, right? And I already know I have a baking cabinet. I have a cabinet that works for dishes. My dishwasher is here. The cabinet for dishes is here, right? Make things make sense. I cook here. So I cook here. So all of my spices and stuff are here. What do I do with that thing over the stove, right? So we need to figure that part out. Right now, I currently have cookbooks in there, but we don't use a lot of cookbooks, okay? So where do we put the cookbooks that we don't use a lot of the times, but I still like to keep them? And then what do I put over here? Well, I have a lot of Pyrex glass dishes that I don't use a terrible ton of. Maybe that's a space because I'm not reaching for it as often as I am for my crock pots, which now need to go in a bottom cabinet because I need them to be behind the door. Makes sense? So you got to make sure that you're doing what works best. Hey, y'all, hey, everybody. What makes sense for your learning style, what makes sense for your cleaning style. Now, if you follow Cass over at Clutterbug, I am a cricket. I will put things in piles until I'm ready to deal with them, but then I'm going to deal with them, right? So I'm a cricket, and I know that. If you're not following Cass over at Clutterbug, go over there. And I think on her website, you can do the, she has like this little bug test where you can figure out what your cleaning style is. There's a cricket, there's a butterfly, there's a bee, and there's one more, I think. Ladybug, cricket, butterfly, bee, ladybug. I think there are 4. There may be more. Don't take my word. All right. So once you take everything out, you're going to sort everything into categories. Now, I have a lot of plastic bowls and stuff. Now, y'all know we get attached to our plastic. I love it too. I have a lot of Snapware that's very good. But it's discolored. It has, the plastic is all coming out. I know some people don't like plastic. You put it in the microwave. You got parabens and paraffins and all stuff in the air, whatever. Those things that are used a lot and you love them. You go to a bowl full of lemons. It's a bowl. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can't copy this and paste it in here to Instagram. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, let's see if it came up. Try that. Okay, let me know. And if not, her web, you type in 2024 Home Organization Challenge. And she's also here on Instagram. Okay. Let me see if I can tag her on Instagram. I don't know if I can tag her or not, if it'll let me, but I tried. Okay. So once you purge everything, those things like that we've been holding on to forever, never need to go. The other thing, there's another lady, her name is Dawn from the Minimalist. I think she's called the Minimal Mom or the Minimalist Mom. I don't know. I'm not a minimalist. I'm just telling you how, people that I have heard of before. She has 2 baskets. In one basket is the things that you think you might want it, but you're not sure. And if you haven't touched it in 6 months, you have to donate it. That's the concept she uses. I'm not real sure if I really want to get rid of this. I know there's a ton of stuff I want to throw away, but I'm not real sure about this particular item. So if for some reason I don't want to give it away and I'm not real sure, I'm going to hold on to it for 6 months. If I don't touch it in 6 months, it has to go somewhere. And I know a lot of people do that with their clothes as well. Now, I didn't just went, y'all, not like that, but I lost 86 pounds in about a year. Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. So 86 pounds I lost in 14 months. I still got about 3 pounds. I kind of go up and down with these 3 little pounds over 14 months. And so I used to be a size 22, 24. This morning I put on a size 10 jeans, but I still have clothes in my closet. I don't have 22s and 24s. I don't have 18s. I don't have 16s, but I might have some 14s, and I do have a couple of 12s because, I'm between a 10 and a 12. But if there are clothes in your closet that you have not touched, haven't worn, haven't done anything with in 6 months, why are you keeping it? It needs to go somewhere else. And so for me, that's how I don't do the 6 month thing. I know if I'm using it or not, it must go. And if I need to get it again, I'll just go to a thrift shop, wait till it go on sale or whatever the case is. I always have a way of getting things into my hands. People like, you need this? Sure, I do. Right. So that's just how my personality works. So if for some reason you have things as you're going through this challenge that you don't want, you don't use, you don't need, get rid of it, because it's just weighing you down. It's way more than what you need to be dealing with at the moment. Okay, back to the challenge again. I just want to make sure I'm telling you this right. I'm starting today because I already have my paperwork done. You can start tomorrow. You can start on Friday. I think she started like on a Saturday and went to the next Friday or something. I think every week started for her on a Saturday. I don't have time for that. Today is my first day off from school, and we're starting in the kitchen because my kitchen is looking a little dusty and I can't live. So once you do your sorting, then you're going to clean. You're going to wipe down your cabinets, your doors, your shelves, your drawers, your baseboards, the walls, the light switches. And my refrigerator has got to be cleaned out because I'm bringing food in from the garden and I don't have time to process it right now. Sometimes dirt gets in the fridge because I still got, garden dirt on it. That's just the way farmstead life is, but I know that everything is coming out. We wiping down the refrigerator, Clorox with some hot soapy water, all the spills and stuff that my children never see, that kind of stuff. We're getting everything situated. Discard any expired food or stuff that doesn't belong. My kids are kings and queens of leave it in here for 3 weeks and think you can still eat it. Praying for them in Jesus' name, y'all. If we end up in the emergency room, you already know what the problem is. Okay, so I got to get that stuff out. And then I'm going to use my baskets and my bins to organize and sort everything. Then I'm going to look and see what my zones are, right? I have baking station. I have a baking station. I bake, and Jackson bakes a lot. I have spices and condiments. I have dishes, cookware, food storage containers, lunchbox supplies, which we're not going to school right now. So all that stuff can go away. Small appliances. I have a coffee cabinet. And then you're just checking everything off. And then when you're complete, you check off the week. And then you take any donations to the donation station. So every week looks like that. She gives you all of the things. I'll scroll down to the next week, which is the pantry. So sort, take everything out, clean it, wipe it down, organize, decant your food into small containers. I always decant food into containers. If you're a bulk food storage person, you might have 5-gallon buckets. You might have other type of storage containers that aren't small. I know Becky over at Acre Homestead, if you follow Becky, she kind of has like a butler's pantry, which is amazing. Wish I had that. But she has like a butler's pantry, but also in her basement, she keeps a lot of her bulk storage, but she keeps 5-gallon buckets of all the stuff she uses quite often. And then in her kitchen, she has these pull-out drawers where she keeps her flour and her sugar and her whatevers that she uses for all of her baking stuff. So if you don't follow Becky over at Acre Homestead, go over there. She's on YouTube. She may even be on Instagram. I'm not real sure. but you can follow her. She does a lot of the Azure standard stuff. I don't do Azure. I don't have a large family. I have 4 kids, but only 2 at home. They take care of their own. The only thing I would probably need to start doing for Jackson is ordering his bacon stuff in bulk. But I'm at a catch-22 here. If I order it for Jackson and he bakes it, I'm going to want to eat it. And I don't do well with bakery, deli, goodie things. I am a sweets person. I love them. And so in order to maintain weight loss, I don't keep things in the house that tempt me to eat them, if that makes any sense. For the majority, he makes his things and I have self-control and I don't eat them. But I'm also looking out for sister as well. She likes to be the taste tester and Jackson cooks very well. And so I have to manage what I eat. Most people say, well, Shakema, how did you lose weight? I manage what goes in my mouth. I manage what goes in my mouth. Yesterday, I was on the road for a funeral. I didn't eat any breakfast. I didn't even have a cup of coffee till I got to church. I went to church to sing, and then I left for the funeral. The funeral was over about 3 o'clock, 3:30. We got back to the repast. I had a chicken wing, a little bit of a chicken thigh, a little chicken salad, and 2 hush puppies. That was the sum total of what I had eaten all day. Normally, I would have kind of snacked along, but I was on the road for 5 hours. When I got home, I had some watermelon, and I had a little fish fillet nugget situation thing that I got from the grocery store, a Morton's fish fillet thing. That was what I ate yesterday. So most people have their thoughts on what I'm doing over here to lose weight. Child, I'm just trying to watch what goes in my face. That's all. So anywho, that wasn't what we were talking about. I asked y'all to remind me about something. What was I saying? The clothing swap. Okay. So after I do all of this, now she says to immediately take your things to the donation station. I believe that is exactly what you should do. But there are some people who like to exchange items. I know we all like refresh spaces. I like to put in a new piece or 2 whenever I can, but I'm also over here watching my coins. So if I'm watching my coins, I'm not trying to go to all the places that are going to cost me money to refresh my space. Hey, everybody, good morning. So what I do is I host a home goods swap, and I usually do that in September, and I usually do one about March, April. And what I do is collect all my stuff. I have nice curtains. Maybe I've got some bedding that's just been sitting for, I have different bed sets. I switch my stuff out. But if it's just been sitting and I haven't used it, then I will get all my friends together. I send out an invitation. I host it at my home. And I say, everybody bring all your stuff, like declutter. You got 1 week to get your decluttering done. Bring it here, and then people can swap different things. Normally how it goes is you get 1 item for every item you bring. Some people bring a lot of things. I remember my sister came one time, and she didn't really have a lot because she was just getting herself situated, moving into her new place. And I said, girl, don't worry about it. You just take all my tickets, right? Because I don't technically need any things. What I do is I find ways to bring people together. Let's bring people together. Let's figure out what needs we have, and then we can help each other out as best as we can in this area. Somebody's old thing might be a new thing that revitalizes your space. So I do the same thing with my clothing. There are times throughout the year that I'll bring out shoes, clothes. Like I said, I've lost from a size 22, 24 to a 10, however many sizes is that. And I've given away a lot of things, but I'll also say, hey, anybody got any old clothes and stuff you're not using or whatever the case is, bring them. And then we can swap. Okay. Right. So we can swap and do all of that. So that's how I handle stuff. I'm going to start this home organization challenge, and I want you to start it as well. Kind of go along with me. Now, the kids and we are going to film so that you all can see the updates on weekly. I know there are a couple weeks that I have already some planned things, so my video may not be exactly on time, but I will be going through, and maybe I'll just come in weekly and say, hey, how are y'all doing? What is it that you've done? What have you already taken care of, and that kind of thing. So 2024 home organization challenge. I posted it on Instagram. Let me see if I can post it here in the YouTube chat. copy it, see if it'll let me post it here. And then if you're interested, at the very least, will you just agree that you'll go look at it? Can anybody in the chat just say, yes, I'm going to look at it? I'm not asking you to do it. It's up to you what you want to do, but I'm not going to live in chaos. I'm not going to live in issues. I'm not going to live in problems. And a lot of that for me has to do with these are the spaces that I can control. I can't control my work job. I work for somebody, so I can't control whatever happens. I am at the, it's up to other people how I have to do my job. So if you will just give yourself an opportunity to say, hey, I'll look at it, do the weeks you can do, spread it out over the weeks, do it before the holidays, because I know some people have a lot of family in, just pick and pull the pieces that work for you. If you can't do every day, do it, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my day this week. Or, hey, I got a Saturday, I'm going to bust it out in a Saturday. If you can give yourself 4 or 5 good hours, you can get a ton done. You may not get every cabinet gone through, but I promise you that as you continue to declutter spaces and give yourself and your family this opportunity to get out from under all the stuff, you're going to feel better. And every single time you do it, because she posts it every year. So say, hey, I'm going to do it for the first 6 months, and then I'll try it again at the last 6 months. And people say, well, Shakema, I failed. Did you get anything done? So give yourself credit for the stuff you did get done. All right, y'all. That's all I have for y'all. Just wanted to encourage you this morning. Jackson is about to get busy. He wants to go to soccer this afternoon, and very good, but I'm going to need some work done before you hit soccer, sir. So just take a look. See if it's something that you can get involved in. For those of you who have small children, take it in bits. Take it during the lunch break or the nap break, or, whatever it is. I printed mine out just because I like the paper stuff, and I want to be able to write and check off my little bubbles. And I've even put it in a notebook before, because I have some from years and years. But call a friend, say, hey, you want to do this with me? Or call a friend over just to help you. Listen, people need help sometimes. I remember having my friend Stephanie, and I think my friend Amanda has come over before. And sometimes maybe you don't need help. You don't want people touching your stuff, but you just want some company in the kitchen. Just call somebody over, put on a pot of coffee, grab a little sweet treat from the grocery store, and say, hey, y'all, I'm going to be doing this. Y'all want to just come and sit while I clean? Some people don't need you to help them. They just need company, because I'm surrounded with little kids all day, or whatever the case is. My husband is not here, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, make it work for you. Tag Tony. If you do, how can I receive a copy of the list? I posted it on, I just posted a link in the chat, but I'll post it again. You can click on that link and you should be able to find it in her Google Drive, because it's not, again, remember, this is not my challenge. This is Tony's over at A Bowl for the Limit. I believe that is her name. I haven't followed the group in a while, but I still follow the principles of the challenge. So click on it. You should be able to see it right there with the ability to print it out. Absolutely. Yeah, right. So just customize it for how it works for you. I don't always do it. She has her list. I don't have some of these spaces, so that's not going to work for me. So I'm just going to customize it to make it work for me. My kitchen is where I spend the most of my time. And so if I'm going to spend my time there, I need it to work for me. Does that make sense? If you're going to spend time in a space, you need that space to work for you. So if I were you, I would definitely try to make it, doable for your household. Every household's not the same, but the list is good. It's a starting place. It's a jumping off place. Take it, make it yours. Don't give yourself credit for coming up with it, because it wasn't your idea. It's Tony's idea, A Bowl full of lemons, right? But thank her. Thank you so much for putting this out there on the internet for all of us to see and for us to follow. I'm very thankful for that. Week 11, I'll be in my kids' room. I'll be making sure, because they have a lot of stuff. I'm checking. This is me checking to make sure everything is done. And it's nothing wrong with that. So life is what it is. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me this morning. I gotta go, gotta do stuff. I gotta go and run a few errands. But anywho, thank y'all again for joining me. And I will see you guys next time. See you guys tonight if you're joining me for the study. 3 more days and we're all done. Love you guys. Have the best Monday.